What's up, Yens? It's Down South 77, and it's an adult collector channel where we talk about G.I. Joe and G.I. Joe related things. Usually G.I. Joe classified, but we will also touch on some other lines and some other topics and some other stuff that's not G.I. Joe, but mainly it's going to be G.I. Joe. Today we are not talking about a G.I. Joe classified. We are talking about another Super 7 Ultimate. Primarily, we are talking about this one right here, the Cobra Bat. Now, this is a Super 7 figure that I have seen in person. I don't have a lot of hands-on time with it. I've just kind of seen it, turned it over in my hand. I haven't really checked out all of the accessories, but it comes with a ton, and it comes with some really cool ones. So we're going to get them out, take a look at them. The Bat is one of my all-time favorite Cobra figures. It is one of my favorite army builder, troop builder, rank and file of Cobra. Blew my mind when this guy come out in '86. It's a very, very hard figure to find here. It was probably the hardest to find out of that wave in my region. Him and for some reason, Dial Tone. Dial Tone and the Bat were the two hardest figures here in '86 to find, and thought I was going to freak out when we finally found them. Finally found Dial Tone at Sears, of all places, and found the Bat at Walmart, finally. And funny, the day I found the Bat, I couldn't buy it for whatever reason. Didn't have the money or couldn't con mom into it that day, so I took it and hid it in the yarn and went back for it. So, little story there. Did you ever do that? You remember hiding stuff? People still do it today. I've found many of stuff toy hunting. So, good to know that some traditions never die. So, we're going to go ahead and get this dude out and take a look at him. But since the Bat is yellow and black, I had to go ahead and put on my Steelers gear. They are in the playoffs. I've been a lifelong Steelers fan. Uh, just one of those things. I'm from Tennessee. We were Steelers fans long before we had the Titans. So while it is true I do not watch a whole lot of sports ball anymore these days, I still root for my teams when I know they're playing. Maybe one day when they flush this commissioner down the tubes, they can sway me back and I can start watching a lot more of it than what I do, because I miss watching it, but it's not what I used to watch. So that's another video for another time, maybe. Probably get Pop Blender in on that one. He can probably provide a whole lot more details than I can on that front. But for now, we're going to go ahead and get this dude out, check him out, look at his cool accessories, and go Steelers. All right, there is the box for the Cobra Bat. I'm going to go ahead and pull this guy out of here, and we'll take a look at the packaging. All right, we got our Cobra logo there. Got the bat here. Again, we have the embossed G.I. Joe logo on the back. I do really like these boxes, but man, they just are not worth it adding to the cost for me. So we'll go ahead and slide that out of there. Now, this is by far the coolest looking one that I've looked at so far. Oh, that just doesn't really help much, does it? I'm just going to show him in the package. He looks really good in the package. All of the silver and stuff pops. He's got a lot of different colors on his accessories and stuff with the electricity sparks. Got his little file card on the back. Got the little snippets from the cartoon on there. So we'll go ahead and get this guy open. He's got a lot of stuff with him. So we'll go ahead and get him out of his plastic, and we'll check out all the stuff in just a second. So he comes packaged with the figure, and most of his stuff is in the top tray here. And you pull that off. And then here on the bottom tray, you have the rest of his accessories. This is by far the most detailed complicated looking character out of this first wave of the Super 7 Ultimates for Joe's. So let's go ahead and get him out and get all his stuff out. Alright, I got him out. Surprisingly, on the bat, the only thing that was actually taped in on the bat was this electricity effect and his pistol. It didn't take me 10 minutes to get all the tape off out of this stuff. So let's go ahead and look at the bat, because compared to what we've seen with Duke and with Snake Eyes, the bat is surprisingly detailed. It does have the old school. It's got the lenticular hologram, not really hologram, it's a lenticular thing there on his chest. Really harkens back to the original design. It does have the red visor, where the original had silver. This silver is, I mean, it is a super metallic silver. It really, really does pop. Figure's got a lot of great coloring. The grenades are gray. He's got Cobra sigil there. He's got his holster here. Put his pistol in. I'm assuming that's going to go in there. Yeah, that's where that goes. Let's just go ahead and put that in there. Why don't we? I love the bats. I don't know if I've mentioned that a couple hundred times or not, but let's see. I'm not even going to fool with trying to get that to snap on right now. I love the bat. The bat is probably, aside from Blue Shirts and Saw Viper, the bat is definitely my favorite Cobra Trooper guy creation. I love that thing when it came out in '86, and of course this was the first classified figure that I bought when I ordered the ones that made me jump into the line back last March. I ordered those guys, and of course they weren't slated to come out until September. I got online that night on Amazon, and I ordered the classified bat because it looked so cool, and I had actually seen that figure in person. Pop Blender had it, and it looked so amazing. I just couldn't believe the detail. So I'm a huge fan of the Cobra Bat, and this is a really, really good Ultimates figure. Just the amount of detail that they put into this figure. Shoulder is a little bit tight there. It's kind of like the Duke was. Imagine working that around, or putting a little bit of lubricant on it will help that out a lot. That's what she said. So instead of a peg in the back, these guys have this here that goes on that way. Really doesn't affect the head movement too much. I don't have it pop down in there. I don't like the plastic. This plastic feels very, very rigid on this. I don't like the sounds it's making. It's supposed to go down in there. I'm not going to try and push it down in there. It's not going anywhere. It clips on. I'm not going to push it in there. It clips on. It hangs on right there. It's not going to fall off. So it's got the 3 holes in there to snap the attachments into. Go ahead and pull that off. We'll see if they peg in. They do. They go in very, very, very tightly, but they do go in. Well, they should have consulted with whoever put the accessories together for the Arctic Bat. That one don't want to go. There we go. Man, they go in super tight, but they go. I don't know why I'm putting these in there. I just want to see what they look like. I'm probably going to take them right back out, but it didn't fall all the way to the ground. And the bat is one that the backpack you kind of need for the bat, just for the look of him. I don't like that right there. It goes on there, but I wish it clipped down, and I think it will. I just don't want to force it. But it does go on. He does stand with it. He actually stands pretty well. I know some people have had trouble with these figures with the Super 7s with them not standing. None of the ones that I've got. Cobra Commanders stands a little weird, but you can fool around with him and get him to stand. I just really like this bright shiny paint on here. Of course, he comes with a bunch of extra hands also. And I've got this kind of grappling hand on here. Let's see if we can get that off of there. So this is the attachment that I always liked for my bats. Man, I cannot hold on to these things. So this is the attachment I always liked for my bats. I've got a bunch of classified bats, and I always liked the claw attachment. It was always my favorite as a kid. Of course, on this one, it's got the cool buzzsaw end on it. I just always thought this was a cool ass look for a robot trooper. And I mean, it's nightmare fuel. This thing coming at you with this claw. I mean, you're scared of the claw. I always thought it was actually a very effective looking thing. I mean, could you imagine being a Joe the first time they saw these things? When Scrap Iron backed up with that bus and dropped these things off, and they're coming at you in a squadron of troopers that will not die no matter how much you shoot them. They keep coming at you. There he is with the rifle. That seems a little undersized actually for the size of these figures. It's like a classified sized rifle. Take the pistol out, see what the pistol looks like. And because it ain't worth nothing if you can't get the finger in the trigger guard. To me, anyway. Y'all know I like my pistols on these figures. It goes in. I bent the shit out of the barrel. Now it does look like a classified. So the pistol is kind of small too. These weapons for him, they seem very undersized. But I mean, it's probably a laser pistol. You know, we are going for cartoon look here. So that's a badass figure. I like it. I may, like, on my bats, my squadrons of bats, I'll leave one and I'll take and give him two pistols, and that's usually the commander of that bat squadron. Is I'll give him two pistols. I don't know why something like this would need any kind of a pistol, period. But for some reason, I always make my leaders have the dual pistols on my bats. Now, this guy, I will probably just leave attachments on him. So this one, what was this one to you guys? This is a flamethrower. To me, this has always been the flamethrower. That's the igniter, kind of like in Alien. It's got the pilot light under it, and this shoots the fuel out. I've seen people over the years argue that this is something else. I guess you can make it whatever you want in your Joe-verse, but in mine, I mean, that couldn't clearly be more of a blowtorch flamethrower attachment. This one is straight. On the classified one, and I believe on the original one, it curved up slightly. That's what she said. To put the pilot light in the path of the accelerant there. I like that. I always like that in the claw, and then you're scared of the claw. And then this was always the laser attachment to me. Some people use this as a drill, and it looks like a drill. If it was a drill, it should have a point on it, right? Actually, the other ones are quite a bit more pointy to make it look more like a drill. But this one, I mean, this looks like a barrel. I don't know what that would be. So I guess this can be a drill or it can be a laser cannon, but I've always used it as a laser cannon. So I'm not even going to put it on because I don't really like that attachment. I'll use this one in the claw. You're scared of the claw. So let's put the battle damaged head on him. You gotta be careful with these. I just heard that make a little crackle, but I don't want to pop that loose there. So that's his, just got shot in the face. Oh, shit, I just shot Marvin in the face. It's okay. That's a neat effect. I don't know where this one goes. It plugs in somewhere. And then he's got the neck peg. This is what I like about this one so much, is he's got so many different things you can do with him. Don't feel real good about snapping that in super tight, but that looks cool. He's got his head shot off, so you can put this one somewhere on the ground. He's wandering around looking for his head, because that's the thing with the bats, right? You're supposed to be able to shoot them to pieces, and they just keep coming, like the end of the Terminator, where the torso just kept crawling towards Sarah Connor in the compactor. That's kind of what this is reminiscent of. So he feels a lot more solid than the other classifieds that I've got, even the Cobra Commander that I really like. This guy, he actually feels more solid. I know they're all made out of the same plastic, but for some reason the bat seems a little sturdier and his joints seem to be a little tighter. Got the waist swivel there. So I'm going to put this dude up. When I put him on my shelf, I'll show you basically how I'm thinking I'm going to put him on there. I'm going to put that on there. And I'm going to put that on there. And this is really all I need. I will put the backpack on him. I'll put some hand attachments in there, but this is how he'll go on my shelf beside Cobra Commander. He's guarding Cobra Commander. Now this is a good looking figure, and I like that they got the wires there. I was trying to see where that blue spark effect plugged in. Maybe it come off of that, but I don't see anywhere to put it on there. I don't know. I'll figure it out. But you got the extra spark effect. Maybe it goes going in his chest or something. Maybe. Nope. I don't know. I'll have to do some research on that. But I'll have this dude on the shelf like this. This is just about how most of my classified bats stand. They're just walking terror. That's what I always liked about these. The original artwork for them, they just look menacing and just like complete drones that are programmed to destroy, and that's what they are. Now, I always like to play like my bats had a little more, I don't know, AI, a little more awareness than like what their file card says. They'll shoot at Cobra troops too. I always like mine to kind of, like the Terminator. They got detailed files on the Joes, and mine know who friends and who foe are. They know the difference. But this is a very cool figure that has a lot of different ways to pose it. And of course, if you got multiples, which I could see army building this, if I had the room and the extra disposable income to spend on these dudes at a discount price, I would get some more of these. I don't have room to put them. I've got all of this stuff on one of my shelves. On this set of shelves over here to my right is my G.I. Joe but not classified shelf that stuff like this goes on. And I don't have enough room on that shelf for multiples of these guys, but I wouldn't mind having some more of them because they look good. They make a good squad, good shock troop terror squad, and you can take and you can pose them with with other figures like they're doing battle, and you can have these in various stages of blown apartness. And these are actually one of the only figures in Super 7 that I feel like you probably could mix with classified. They are obviously taller, but they're robot soldiers. They could just be a bigger design, you know, like maybe they were trying to improve them and make them bigger. So they're a little taller to tall over or tower over some of the taller Joes like Sergeant Slaughter to get an upper hand on those guys gung ho if they could get close enough. So you could probably actually put these with your other bats. I mean, the other ones have more of an orange than yellow, but you could put this dude in the middle. So you put two classified bats over here, and this dude could be the bat commander that has the more, you know, advanced AI or whatever, where he's sending out signals to the other ones. I just really like that they brought the lenticular back on there. I always love that. That was always such a draw for this figure. I have my existing bat, but he's worse for the wear, and I don't have the sticker for him anymore. That figure got a ton of playtime, and as I've said, I didn't really army build figures when I was a kid. I had one, maybe two, if I got another one for a birthday or something, and that was my army. The rest of my army was in my imagination. So that is the Super 7 Ultimate Bat. It's a very detailed, very good looking figure. This is the best looking Super 7 that I have seen in person, that I've had hands on with, and I haven't had that with very many. The next best one is probably Flint. Pop Blender has Flint, and then Cobra Commander out of the ones that I have seen so far. So with the bat, the all the cool accessories, the fact that he's not really sloppy or anything, just has a multitude of ways you can pose him, and a lot of really cool detail that stands out, really pops. So I'm gonna give the bat a 4 yeehaws, 4-star yeehaws out of 5, because he's a really good figure. And this one, definitely, if you army build or you just like the bat or the idea of the bat in general, next time this one is on sale wherever you buy your figures, he's definitely worth picking up. This is definitely a figure that you would want, you know, if you collect robot, even if you collect robot stuff. He's just very cool, very nice looking, menacing figure. I do like the red visor, which I'm kind of surprised they did for Super 7, but I like it. I like it on the fire bat, the Inferno Crimson bat. I'll think of it in a minute. So check him out. He's worth picking up. He's the only one that I could say, unless you're just a diehard absolute Super 7 guy, or you got to have everything made from the cartoon. This one is worth picking up more than the others, I think. So that is my review on this guy, guys. If you like it, appreciate hitting that thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, tell your buddies. I'll be back to talk about some more stuff soon. Thank you guys for stopping by. This has been 3-Star Draw. Cobra, destroy, destroy.